Hey, how's it going guys, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today we're going to be talking about heroic public events, what they are, why we should be interested in them, and how to upgrade regular public events into heroic ones. So let's just jump straight into it. So the first thing we need to know is exactly what are these heroic events. All they are is upgraded versions of the regular public events we can find around the universe in Destiny 2. And as you can imagine, in exchange for a little bit more difficulty, we get better rewards. And just in case you guys are wondering, yes, it is definitely worth it. This is actually one of the main ways to farm exotic engrams, so I would definitely recommend trying to upgrade to heroic public events whenever possible. So how do we go about upgrading the public events to heroic ones? Well, it's important to know that there are only 8 different types of public events in Destiny 2. Wherever you go, whatever planet you go to, there are only going to be 8 different variations of public events. And each one, as you can imagine, has a different way of upgrading into a heroic, which we need to do in the middle of the event once it's activated. Another quick side note, I definitely would not recommend trying to do the heroic events by yourself. They're extremely hard, if not impossible, some of them to do solo. So team up with some friends if you have any. If not, don't worry, there's loads of random guardians that are going to be willing to help out on this simply for their own benefit as well, as loads of people use these, like I said before, to farm the exotic engrams. Anyway, enough of that. Let's explain how to upgrade each one of the public events. First one we're going to look at is the Caval Extraction, and for those of you who don't know, this is the one where the drill comes down and you have to stay near the drill until you fill it to 100%, at the same time as avoiding these red laser missiles that come down from the sky. And all we need to do to upgrade this one to a heroic is that there's a ship that comes past 2 or 3 times, you notice on the sideline. It's a red ship which will come past for about maybe 10-15 seconds at a time, and what you need to do is shoot that ship down. Once the ship is destroyed, it will turn this event into a heroic one. Once we have turned this into a heroic event, as you can see here on screen, all we need to do is take out a mini boss, and that will be the end of the event. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Devil's Walker event. For this one, all we need to do is shoot the walkers in the leg until it explodes and it goes down, and you notice each time it'll drop 3 energy orbs. All we need to do with these orbs is place them in the sockets that are creating the barriers around the area, and once we have placed all of those and deactivated all of the barriers, this will turn into a heroic public event. And for this one, all we need to do is take out 2 of the Devil's Walkers, and that will put an end to this event. Now let's look at the Glimmer Extraction. This is probably one of the easier heroics to actually activate. So all we need to do is, at each of the extraction sites, you'll notice there's going to be a little machine next to it that we can destroy. So we want to make sure we destroy this before we kill all 4 of the marked enemies at each site. So that means there's going to be 3 of these machines in total we need to destroy. So we destroy 1, kill all 4 of the marked enemies, move on to the next site, rinse and repeat. Once we've taken out all 3 of these machines, the heroic will activate. Once the heroic is activated, all we need to do is stand inside the designated area until it gets to 100%, and that will be the heroic completed. Next up is the Injection Rig event. So this is the one where this massive machine drops down. We have to kill an enemy, then evacuate the area for a while. If not, you'll die. Then you enter, kill another enemy, and repeat once again. So to turn this one into a heroic, each time we kill one of the marked enemies, we need to stay inside the area that we have to evacuate for a while and try to shoot these ventilations. The first one is going to be right at the top, so we need to shoot that until it explodes and then get the hell out of there, or just simply die by the area. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. Then once we kill the second one, it will be a little bit lower down. And then finally, after we kill the third one of the marked enemies, we need to destroy the ventilation that is right near the bottom, which can be a little bit harder to find. So I would definitely recommend bringing some sort of a rocket launcher for your power weapon, just in case all of your teammates aren't on the same page or somebody doesn't get time to find the ventilation. You want to make sure you're able to take one of these ventilations out by yourself, just to make sure you don't screw up your chances at the heroic. Once the heroic is activated, all you need to do, as per usual, is take out one of these mini bosses, and that will be the end of that heroic public event. Now let's take a look at the Taken Blight. So for Taken Blight, you notice there's always this massive energy blob, let's call it, that is completely immune to your fire. So how do we go about doing this? All we need to do is inflict ourselves with blight to make it so our bullets can actually damage him. But to do this, we need to stand inside the small blight barriers that are surrounding it, and then jump out and then shoot at it. We get about enough time to set 1 clip off into the big blob until we have to re-enter the blight barrier, and then come out and just keep on repeating that until finally the blob will die, and that will trigger the heroic event, and again we'll spawn a mini boss which we need to defeat to complete this event. Next up, we have Ether Resupply. For this one, all we need to do is, before taking out the big servitor, we need to take out the smaller spheres that spawn around it as we do damage to it. And once we turn this into a heroic event, it will simply make the servitor a little bit more powerful, and that's pretty much all there is to this one. All you need to do is continue hacking away at the servitor as you normally would. Only 2 to go now, guys. Let's jump over to the Hive Witches. in the room of this event, you'll notice there are 2 big circles on the floor. What we need to do is defeat the 2 wizards while standing on top of one of these 2 circles. Once the wizards go down, you notice there are 2 crystal shards near the top of the room. Again, destroy both of these crystal shards as soon as their barriers go down or still standing on the circles. And then this event will be upgraded to a heroic. And yet again, we need to destroy a mini boss. This time it's going to be the Hive Knight. So good luck with that, and now let's move on to the final one of the heroic events available in the game. Now last but not least, let's take a look at the Disrupt Vex Construction heroic public event. So this is the one where we need to simply defend a designated area for a set amount of time to make sure it doesn't get destroyed. And this one, to be upgraded to a heroic public event, what we need to do is at the same time as defending the designated area, we need to go around capturing 3 other panels around the area. And this is obviously impossible by yourself because you can't defend the area at the same time as capturing the other ones. So for this, you need to make sure that it's understood who is going to stay behind to defend the main area and who is going to go around capturing the other ones. You don't want everyone going to the same place, if not, that's going to be a big problem for the team. And that is pretty much everything we have to say about the heroic public events in Destiny 2. If you did enjoy this video, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe for more Destiny 2 content coming very soon, and we'll see you next time.